Hello Planet Crafter fans, and today's video is just on over terraforming and going the extra mile and seeing what happens. And the short version is we are still at version 0.014. All these little points in here. Yeah, we're still here waiting for some updates, and I went overboard on terraforming and the effects. And so far there is no extra hidden effects so far, and I was doing this because I wanted to see if I could overheat my planet and get that to 100 and that 100 kN. So I wanted to get 100 NK on here and see if that ice melted over there. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm halfway there. Or I believe I'm halfway there because these numbers aren't changing. And I'll show you these numbers and details in a second. I just want to get to the one little point right here. My friend showed me a picture of somebody who had a terraforming index of UTI. He got to the next level, and as you see, I'm a quarter way there. I'm at 286 right now TTI, and I looked at his stats on his items, and I called bullshit on it from what he had basic on my basic to TTI value that I had and the items that he had comparative, and I just said, you know, that's kind of crap. That's not realistic. The getting all up to UTI with the items he had. What he had is 150 of the satellites, except for the biomass satellites, and he had 200 of all the major things. Like he had 200 heaters, he had 200 of the drills, and he had just above 200 trees. Now I have mine right here, and I'll show you mine right now just so you can see. We'll start off with the biomass rockets. I have 20 more than he does. It doesn't matter. I have less trees. It kind of evens out. But as you can see, the oxygen is the most important one. That's the one where you get real terraforming off of, and not really the other ones. And I have 250 rockets to his 150 rockets. And I have, yes, that's right, that's 630 heat rockets on there right now. So yeah, that's 630 asteroid rockets for heat on there. And he had like 150 for each of these ones right here and less on this one here. So yeah, I kind of got more rockets he does and more of the important rockets than he does. And we'll go over to the next thing here, the power consumption right here. The tree spreaders. He had 200, so I got the biomass rockets. I guess I got more seeds for biomass rockets versus that, but it evens out pretty close to the same, like close to 30. Almost, well, a little bit more. And he had 200 of the heaters, and he had 200 of the drills, and I have 400 of the heaters. And the drills and the heaters are pretty much close to the same for terraforming. It's the trees that make the big difference. So yeah, he's got the more trees, but I got the more percentage on there, which kind of evens out for that. And of course the huge amount of heat rockets that I've been wasting my time on to do the heat kind of killed it. And then after I did all of this here, I had my heat all those 400 heat things laying around everywhere. So I've been organizing them and building a huge tower, and that's been taking a lot of time doing that. So I've been wasting a lot of time doing that build. I'll show you that in a second after you can take a closer look at these numbers right here. And yeah, I hope you can see that. This game has gotten really laggy after adding all these things on here. So yeah, I'm on the medium graphics right here, and it's still kind of laggy and pushy and stuff like that. Getting some feedback on the lag because of all the items and stuff like that. Just trying to organize it better. So I spent lots of time organizing it, and as you can see, there's my heat number right there, and it's that's 57,000 right there. So 57,000, and I believe the NK is on where the 7 should be, right? So it's 1,000. I could be off. Yeah, that could be off. So I believe that 7 should be like 7 NK. So that should be 57 NK if the numbers would change. I don't know for sure. I thought it was every like 1,000, but all these numbers are pretty big, and they're not going down to the smaller numbers, as you can see here. Some of the ones go down to smaller, like this one here, the NT. But yeah, the 57 NK. You can see the parts per million. Just big, huge numbers there. You can take a look at. And then the terraforming index is still just 287. It's still going up. But the reason why I call bullshit on that, because I have all this stuff here, and I've wasted quite a bit of time building my tower that I'll show you in a second before I end this. But yeah. He's got like 25. You know, that's a lot. I don't know what you want to call that. 400% more, or basically whatever. I got a quarter of the terraforming that he does. So I basically called the bullshit on that one there. He's basically just sat there and AFK'd it and left his game on all night type deal. Well, it's not really, he was not really cheating. He's just, playing with the numbers, did all this stuff and, hey, let's leave the game on all night long for a couple nights and all day and stuff like that, and just sit there and have that go up and die. Since you can die in this game and there's no real side effect to it, and the game just keeps on going as you sit there and do nothing. I believe, I don't know for sure, but yeah, let's go to that new place there and teleport. Yeah, as you can see, it's quite laggy, and I didn't even name it over here. But this is what I've been doing. I've been building things like this. See, it's even more. It's really laggy here. You can tell the lag. This is the lag. It's not the video lag. It's the game lag. So this is what I'm building: platforms like this and building like this. I was building the other kind of platforms, and I'm in the middle here, middle of the map. Let's go up a little bit higher so we can see. Yeah, I'm in the middle of the map here, so you can get a good view of where I am. I put this in the middle, and here is right here. Build it right here, and I stick 25 on each level, just because I could do 5 at a time, and teleporting back and forth from where I have them, and it goes all the way down like this. So I can hover over here and show you a pulled back view of how many rows there are right now. So I've been building this after I did all those rockets and stuff like that, and my terraforming is still only that high, and this isn't a fast process because it takes a while to teleport. Even you're teleporting to teleport and rebuild all these things back and forth as we go down. See, there's still more here. Let's slow down. There we go. Still going down, yeah. And I tried to use these ones here at the bottom. Like these are. Oh, come on, don't fall down. Yeah, that is, yeah. See, laggy, and depends on where you want to fall down for this stuff. Yeah, I got to redo my ladder here too, because I had this was off a little bit. So I'll try to use these ones here, but these items, they don't play. These ones here, they don't place. So items don't place very well on this, so they weren't going down evenly at all. And lots of them, see, this is how this is sticking out. The whole row is sticking out here and there, and it wasn't really neat. And I was trying to make a neat thing here, and these platforms aren't really good for that. There's like hidden things that are blocking it, just so you know, for building. They're nice to walk on and stuff like that, but they're not really good to build on unless you're building smaller things that will fit inside the groove right here. But if you're building stuff like this, it's not going to work very well. So that's why I have switched to the more labor-intensive, just the bigger buildings, because everything places on top of these really easy. And I just built it up like this, and then just laddered my way up as I went through it, basically, and did all these levels here. So I did all this, wasting my time doing this after I had all this stuff, and my terraforming index hasn't gone up by the amounts that I was expecting it to, and matching that other guy. So yeah, that's what I call. And I'm not going to sit there and AFK forever and do stuff like that. No, I don't play that way. I'll use in-game exploits, but I won't cheat, and I won't hack, and I won't do stuff like that. So just so you know, if you see any weird numbers, like, it's kind of fishy if they have them, unless they actually have the other things to back it up. But it's just AFKing for a while. It's not a big deal. It's just it could be false advertising type deal. But that is it, and I'm running out of oxygen. I'm close to my top. Here we go. One little mini base up here. Don't want to die for no reason. It's quite bright out today. So yeah, that is the thing there, and I have not got the stuff to melt yet. It says 100 NK on the one, and the other ones are really higher. Like there's like UK ice chunks right here, and I'm talking about this ice chunk right here that I'm trying to melt right here, right near my base. 100 NK. So yeah, I think I'm halfway there. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know how much it is on there for stats. I think it's 1,000, which would be where my 7 is on there. So yeah, I think I'm at 57 NK relatively, but well, I'll find out. I don't think this will actually do anything if you melt it. I don't think, since the game doesn't have any, the game isn't like updated and ready for more ice and more water. I believe I don't know if I'll find out before the next update. Just waiting for it, and nothing better to do because of the disappointing Baldur's Gate 3 game. What a piece of crap. So yeah, so I've been doing this instead because that's better than Baldur's Gate 3. Just doing this is more entertaining. That's how bad it is. So yeah. That is to look at these numbers, and we could take one last look at these rockets. 630 with my system in place. That's what I do. If you have any questions on how I'm doing all this and getting it done so fast, I don't know how much time played. I don't see anything for time played, but I am doing it pretty fast, relatively. I'm doing 30 rockets at a time, you know, with my setup that I have, like, you know, basically collecting and set up in all the different farms with all the different teleporters here. Like, you know, got the algae farms, 2 different iridium mines with tons of there. Super Alum mine has, like, you know, at least 9 things going on there at any given time, and the algae farm is pretty huge, as you can see. If you want to see the other power supply things here that I'm using, I have 50 algae generators, so yeah, 8 biodomes, a little bit extra, but yeah, you should have at least 5 biodome 2s if you're going to make a lot of bark for all these other rockets that you had to do and things like that. But yeah, gas extractors and everything else is basically the same average stuff. And of course 59 nuclear power things. I do those 3 at a time. I don't even use the bugged ones that I did. I still have, all my chests are still full of the ones I did when I used the exploit. Oops, wrong thing. When I used the exploit to get all these extra pulsar quartz crystals, I stored them up here, and then I never bothered opening them and using them, because, you know, that was, you know, an exploit, and I really didn't need to, because I could just make them myself easily and just leave the backup storage there for later in case I actually do need it, and just made my own. So yeah, that is it, and that is what so far I have for you so far for going crazy on this here game and trying to discover what's happening with any over terraforming that you can do. So thanks for watching, and I'll stay tuned for the next episode or next video. And thanks for watching. Later.